Hi everyone, it's Dawn. Welcome back to my channel. So today's Friday and I love Friday like most of you do as well. And this weekend my daughter's coming home. She's coming home tomorrow and she's going to spend the night. And I'm so happy about that, my eldest. And my sons, it's their last weekend of summer vacation. And so we decided we're gonna do like a New England style cookout tomorrow where you wrap like shrimp, scallops, some andouille sausage, corn, red potatoes, in foil and kind of cook it out on the grill, and it's so delicious. And that is my favorite thing to do in the summertime, is have family over and spend the evening on the deck eating good food that we've cooked and fruit, and it's just so wonderful. It's one of the things I miss most during the winter months. So what are all of you doing this weekend? Are you doing anything fun? Or are you just gonna have like a nice relaxing weekend? I don't mind if we don't have big plans on the weekend. Like last weekend, we didn't really have anything going on, so it was a really low-key, relaxing weekend. And you need those too, because you need to recharge your battery. And if you're doing a lot over the weekend, sometimes you're tired going back into the week. So yeah, let me know what you guys are gonna do this weekend. So I have a fun video today. At least I hope it'll be fun for you. It's definitely going to be fun for me. I had to go to Sephora this week to pick up a gift for my friend for her birthday. And when I was there, of course, I looked at the mini bins when I was waiting to check out. And I saw that Pat McGrath has these little packaged minis, and this is the Midnight Voyage palette in here, and it's approximately $25, like the Natasha Denona minis, but this is from Pat McGrath. And Pat McGrath is really kind of having a moment right now, and I have seen videos on the Bridgerton palette that Pat McGrath released, and it was just beautiful, but it was so expensive. I just wouldn't purchase it. Like, I think sometimes like Natasha Denona palettes are expensive. Like some of the larger palettes are like $65 or $70. And Pat McGrath, they're like $125. So I just won't go there. But I did see this mini for approximately $25, and I thought it would be a great way to try a Pat McGrath palette without the financial commitment. And then they also had a mini Divine Rose lip sample packet. And it looks like this, and this would make such a nice gift. You've got your lipstick, lip gloss, lip liner, and then they throw in all this, like these little beaded sequins in there, and it's just so pretty. I think that this would make a great stocking stuffer or gift for a friend, or a gift for yourself, like mine is. And so I thought I'd pick them up. You know, they're minis, and it's a great way to try high-end products without setting yourself back too much. And I thought some of you might be curious about these because other people have probably seen these in the grab-and-go bins and wondered about them too. So I thought I would do my eyes and my lips using these products. I do already have on my foundation, my brows, and my eyelid primer, and that's it. So I'm just gonna do the rest of my face, focusing on 4 items. And so yeah, let's jump in and get started. So this little eyeshadow palette is so cute. It's like a little plastic, it almost feels like a tin, but I'm pretty sure it's plastic. And it looks like that. There's always like artwork on the Pat McGrath palettes. There's a nice big mirror, and this would fit in your purse so nicely. It's very lightweight. And these are the colors. And it looks like there are 3 mattes and 3 shimmers. Matte, 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 shimmer, shimmer, shimmer. No pressed glitters. I don't dislike pressed glitters, but they're not my favorite. They're a little bit tricky to use, and I'm just getting used to using them. So I'm happy to see that none of these little slots in here are wasted to me with a pressed glitter. On the back, it does have the shade colors listed on the colors that you'll be using, and that's cute. It's like everything you would look for in a full-size palette, but in a mini. Like nothing is, they didn't cheap out anywhere. You have the nice palette, you have the artwork on it, you have the mirror, you have the cute little palette in here for those of us who like something a little more luxurious from time to time. This row is all warmer tones and very neutral, so you'll get to try out some really neutral Pat McGrath supposedly very high quality eyeshadows for everyday wear. And then you've got these pops of purple and lavender, and just another shade that kind of leans a little more lavender, and then a deeper shade here. And let's see, matches my nail polish perfectly, and I did not plan that. Look at that. So I guess I'm thinking fall. I've got fall on the brain now that my kids are going back to school. There's no fighting it. I just have to accept it and start looking forward to the change of seasons. So I'm sorry, I said that it had 3 shimmers, but it actually has 4. This does have a little bit of a sheen to it. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that down first with a big fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna place that down like I typically do, just to kind of set my eyelid primer and create that like perfect canvas for the other colors. I always liken it to when you prime a wall before you paint it. The colors that you put over the primer look so much more vibrant. So I always like to prime and then put down a very light color. And that's really pretty. So it's a sheen, and it leans slightly peachy, like a peachy sheen. A little golden, I guess. Not really peachy, a little bit golden. Really creamy, and no fallout at all. Cleaning up a makeup brush that I used yesterday, and I didn't have time to wash it. I'm just using the Cinema Secrets and a rag and cleaning this real quickly. I just finished watching all 7 seasons of Orange is the New Black. I'd never seen that before. It was out in like 2013, and I think it's been finished for a long time. And I'm kind of sad. I developed such a relationship with all the ladies in the prison that I'm really sad to see them go. Do you get like that after you watch a series and you invest a lot of time with the characters and watch them develop, and then it ends and you're like, wait a minute, I still need to spend time with these girls? That's how I feel. Okay, now I'm gonna take this sheen right here, a little bit of a shimmer, and that's what that looks like. Wow, that's so pretty. I don't wanna waste it at all. I'm just gonna put this on my mobile lid. Whoa, it's very shiny and like metallic. And that's one thing I've noticed that Pat McGrath is kind of known for, are these really shiny, glistening metallics. And they're so beautiful. It's definitely a trend right now. And I feel like even if you're over 50 like I am, you could still pull these off. They're so pretty. And these are so creamy that they won't emphasize. Whoa, it's so, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of cleaning up, but just touching my lid is giving me plenty of product. I thought that I would have to wet the brush to get this kind of pigment, but definitely not. If I did wet the brush, it would probably foil it and make it really, really pretty too. I'd like to do that for you to see. But this is what it's like. I know it's a little messy. I tapped my finger underneath my eye. I'll clean it up. But look at that payoff with just my fingertip. Okay, so I'm gonna make it a little bit neater with my brush because I can't get my fat finger into the inner corner very well. I just took the teensiest bit. That is so pretty. You know what this is? This is one and done. One and done. If you don't want to do anything more, you just brush this out, blend it out, and you've got yourself a beautiful, like, one and done makeup look. Now, would I wear this to an office? I help out sometimes in my husband's office, and I would not wear this. If I did wear this, I would just tap the littlest bit of it just on the center of my eyelid for like a spotlight, and I would use all mattes because this is definitely extra special and you don't want to wear extra special like this to work. So at least I wouldn't. Really pretty though, isn't it? Let's see what happens if I wet my brush. And this is just like one of those flat brushes from e.l.f. I love these. This is from like the $2 collection, and some MAC Fix Plus. And spray this brush. And I want to see what this color will do if I get it a little bit wet. So let's go back in. Whoops. And pick up just the teensiest bit. Okay, I could feel I got my brush plenty wet and it has some product on there. And you know what? It doesn't really do anything differently. I think it would help it hold on a little bit better. Well, no, not really, because it's not even a glitter. So it doesn't really do anything. The pigment of this eyeshadow is just such good high quality that it gives you that payoff as if your brush were wet, but you don't need to wet your brush because there's really no difference that I can detect. I think it's really pretty. Okay, now we're gonna go into the plum right here, and I just have a flat brush. It's not even angled, it's like a straight flat brush that I have from Luxie. And I'm going to line my upper lash line with this, just kind of stamping it along my lash line. And I'm going to just make an outer like V in the outer corner with it. It's really pigmented too. No fallout, really pigmented. And I love the quality of these. They are just really amazing to work with. I'm going to do a little bit underneath, kind of in my tight line. It just makes everything look a little more cohesive when I put my mascara on. I have a clean, fluffy brush, and now I'm just going to blend this. And I just didn't put down a lot, so it's pretty much staying in the place that I put it. It's not really blending into the other color, the shimmery color, which is nice because it's not going to muddy up, but it is looking softer. So I don't have like that straight line there. Okay, now I'm going to use a little bit of Maybelline Age Rewind and just kind of clean up some of that sparkle that got underneath when I touched it with my finger. Okay, now I just have like a pointed MAC 219S, and I'm gonna pick up this shade right here. And it's the matte, kind of brownish, milk chocolatey shade. I hope I'm not messing up my look. I'm just feeling like being a little bit daring. And I'm gonna take this and run it along my lower lash line. I was debating about using the really sparkly purple one right here, which you could definitely do, but I would definitely do that in the evening time because I've got a lot going on my eyelid, and I'm gonna be running errands today, going to the grocery store to get everything for our cookout this weekend and get some of my daughter's favorite foods. I always do that when my kids are coming. Do you guys do that? When you know your kids are coming, you make their favorite foods for them, or you go to the grocery store and just have them in the house and have some that they can take back with them. I love to do that for them. I am definitely a feeder. When I love someone, I want to feed them. And I'm like an old-fashioned grandma in some ways because I chase my kids around and ask them if they've eaten. You know, when my sons are gone all day, I want to know what they had for lunch, what they had for dinner. I just want to make sure that everyone is fed. Okay, more Age Rewind just to clean that up a teensy bit more. I lost my brush, the brush that I just used to put down this color. It's like not in front of me anywhere and I can't find it. So I just have a different brush now. This is the e.l.f. flat brush, and I'm picking up that same color and just making it a little bolder in the outer corner, smoking it out a little bit. It's kind of pretty with the contrast of that milk chocolate, a little bit terracotta with the lavender and sparkly pinky shade. I'm just gonna give you a couple of thoughts before I put on my mascara and my eyeliner. These are absolutely stunning and can be used individually. Even this color right here, this lighter golden kind of vanilla, because if you used this and then put on some charcoal or black eyeliner. It's such a pretty look. This color could definitely be used by itself. That's what I have like 80%, 85% on right now with just a tad of the plum. And I didn't even use this color yet. Look at that, so beautiful. And then I didn't use this one yet either. The orangey kind of neutrally shade, so sparkly, so beautiful. Okay, I have my mascara on and I used this teeny tiny little sample of Anastasia Lash Brag that I received as a sample at either Sephora or Nordstrom. They threw it into my bag as a sample, and I've used this several times already and I really like it a lot. Although it is a brand new little mini tube of it, it doesn't really do anything naughty like smear or flake on me or anything. I don't know if it will do that long term. Have any of you tried this, and what are your thoughts? Have you used this for a while to have like a good idea of what you think about it? If so, let us know down in the comment section. Mascaras are tricky to review because you review them when they're new, and usually they don't start doing a lot of naughty things like flaking and drying up in the tube until you've had them for a little while. If they're gonna clump, they usually do that right out of the gate, and this does not clump, and it's not an overly wet formula, which I like. It is very easy to apply, and you can go over it like 2 or 3 times without any clumping. And like I said, it's not super wet. So my longer lashes that typically kind of touch up on my brow bone, I don't get that transfer there. And it hasn't been smearing on me in the heat of the summer, so that's really good. So I'm pretty pleased with this. If you've tried it long term, like I said, let us know down in the comments what we can expect from this if you've tried a full tube of it. For blush, I don't have a mini. I'm just going to use this little guy from Fenty, and this is in the shade Cool Berry, and it's a really pretty kind of deeper berry shade. I didn't want to put anything too bright, like a pop of bright pink or coral or anything like that with this look. Everything's so rosy. So I'm just going to apply this with my fingers. I really like these a lot. I have this one, and I have one that's called, I think, Summertime Wine or something like that, and it's a little brighter than this. But look at this, it's so pigmented and so pretty, and it will last and last until you wash it off. Really good. The innovation in these cream blushes just keep getting better and better. I remember when I used to use some new first edition cream blushes, and you had to kind of top them with a powder blush to create longevity. Now they just are very long wearing. They just don't soak right into your skin and go away. I went ahead and put on my bronzer, and I used the bronzer stick from Wet n Wild, and then I also have the matching highlighter, and I just added a little bit of highlighter to the tops of my cheeks with the Wet n Wild highlighter. And now we are gonna do lips. And I'm using the whole collection from that little Divine Rose packet. So this is the first time I'm using it, so you'll see how it looks with me. And it's not retractable, it's a pencil that you can sharpen. That's really pretty. Look how cute the lipstick is. It has little lips on it and little gold rim there, little golden rim with the lips. And that's what it looks like. It's a matte for sure. I can tell it has sort of like that powdery finish that mattes have. It looks very matte. So let's see. I'm glad that they gave us a lip gloss with this, because when I wear a matte like this, I typically like to add a little bit of gloss, and I usually just grab one from NYX or e.l.f. or something like that, but we have a nice Pat McGrath one in this set. Definitely looks very matte to me in the mirror, and it looks, I don't know, I'm not liking the way it looks. It does feel a bit cushiony on the lips. It doesn't feel drying, but when I look in the mirror, I can see it emphasizes little lines that I have in my lips. It does feel like it wouldn't budge and transfer up into any lip lines or anything, but I'm gonna bring you in close before I add any gloss to show you what I'm talking about. So I hope you can see it is kind of just accentuating my textured lips. I have a lot of texture on my lips. They're not completely smooth. And I think you can see that. It's a pretty color. It doesn't feel drying, but I'm not getting the feeling like, oh, I can't wait to go out and get it in the full size, if that makes sense. I really kind of prefer more of a cream formula or a satin formula in lipsticks anyway. But like the Milani Lip Fetish matte collections, the ones I've tried from that, I like even better than this one right out of the gate. So let's add a little bit of gloss on it and see what it does. Okay, Joe Foot applicator. It had a nice pop, so it's not going to get all goopy. So I like that. You know, some, they don't have that strong suction and then they kind of make a mess. Okay, that's pretty. You don't need a lot. It's very slick and like definitely slippery. Almost like the feeling of like one of the Ulta lip oils. Really nice. Okay, let me bring you in close. It looks very deluxe, very finished, and it reminds me of like an advertisement where you see the lips with everything on them, and it almost like looks like too juicy and too perfect. I'm not really enjoying the opaqueness of all of these products on my lips. I like something a little more sheer. I typically like, you know, more sheer lipstick. So it's not a problem with the product as it is a problem with what I prefer. So I think what I'm gonna do is take off the lipstick. I'm gonna use the lip liner with just the gloss. I'll be right back. The lip liner is so creamy. You could use this as your lipstick. And I actually prefer it with maybe a little gloss on top of it because it doesn't feel thick and heavy. And I felt like the lipstick did feel a little bit heavy on my lips. And again, it's just a personal preference. Now I'm putting this on over it. Yeah, this is more my cup of tea. This is definitely better. I really like just using the lip liner with the gloss. The gloss isn't opaque, it's a little bit sheer, but it does give you coverage, and the lip liner is so creamy, you can just pencil in your lips with that. So I personally will forego the powdered matte lip product. It's nice. I think if you really like these types of products, there's nothing wrong with it. When I had all three of them on and I was talking a lot, nothing got on my teeth or anything like that. So the quality isn't an issue. It's just, like I said, personal preference. So this is the finished look. Let me bring you in close. I love this. Absolutely love, love, love this. I think the value for the money is wonderful. It's like the Natasha Denona, you know, you get, well, yeah, you get 6 shades with the Natasha Denona too, I believe, the minis for about $25. I'm really glad that Pat released this one, and I hope that she releases more minis for those of us who just don't want to buy the full-size palettes because they are ungodly expensive. And then, yeah, I really have no complaints at all about the lip gloss and the lip liner, and just not my preference for the lipstick. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this review of these minis from Pat McGrath. Have you tried any of them? Have you tried any of her full-size products? I know the Bridgerton palette that came out not too long ago was all over YouTube, and I really, really wanted it until I saw the price, and I was like, put the brakes on. So I was happy to find the mini. Yeah, thank you for spending some time with me. Say hello down in the comments and have a wonderful weekend. See you next time.